Hi, this is Andy. Welcome to ASM Track Tips, and today we're going to visit Pontiac, Michigan, where there's the M1 Concourse. Now this is a 1.5 mile, 11-ish turn track. It is a private gated track for rich and famous guys that have the Ferraris, your Porsches, Lamborghinis, whatever, that live in the Michigan, Detroit area. This is their playground. They've got all their own little private garages, along with a little track that they get to go have some fun with whenever they want. This track is not known to have any typical track day stuff, but there is one event that is open to the public called Speedring, and it is a competitive time attack event where basically just do a single fast timed lap. So the start finish on this track is really not defined. They actually don't even have a timing loop. So sometimes start finish is over here, sometimes it's over here, and I think on some track maps they even say it might even be over here. So really, there's no real start finish, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna pretend start finish is right here. So coming around this carousel, we're coming into turn one, very tight corner, and it's more obviously of a kind of a little loop with a little chicane coming out of it. So late brake here, getting a late apex point around here, and out of turn two. Coming down into three, very standard 90-degree corner. You're gonna brake, late apex, and coming turn four. Four is a little tricky because you're not carrying a lot of speed, so you really don't need to brake too much into four. For most cars, it's just a gentle lift with a turn in and get back on power. Coming down into five. Now five is the trickiest part of the track. You're going to be coming through a little kink right here while you're on full braking, and you're braking towards the edge of this track. So out here, if you nail this corner down perfect, you are going to brake right to the edge of this track without obviously going off track, and turn in, hitting this apex and keeping it on track, coming down the drag strip. So this is the fastest part of the track, leading into the fastest corner of the track. You're gonna brake. I don't know if there's brake markers. Pick your brake marker depending how fast you're coming into it. But don't turn in and clip the curbing here. Your apex point is over here. So as you're braking, you're gonna be braking towards, again, the edge of this track, and you're gonna hit the actual apex right around this point. There's some curbing over here. That's what you're looking for. So coming out at the edge of the track, getting back in it, hitting that apex point, coming up through eight. 8 you really shouldn't have too much of an issue with. You should be able to stay flat, but you are coming up over a blind crest. So make sure you know what's coming ahead here. Flat up through 8 and into 9, using part of this concrete on the right side. If you need to, you're gonna put your right wheels, be braking in this little access road, I guess. Getting a late turn in, getting back on power. Now coming into turn 10, this is part of the trickiest, it's probably the second trickiest part of the track because it's kind of an increasing radius. So got to set yourself up just right on the left side here. Coming in, hitting this apex point right around here, and then staying way left here, staying a little left, a little bit longer than you think, and trying to hit the apex, the second apex of the carousel right over here. And then there's your lap. This was during the Speedring event back in 2017. This is my 2006 Evo, which was set up with Hoosier A7 race tires. It made around 500 horse, had some mild aero, and a dog box transmission. So coming around the carousel there, trying to set myself up for a hot lap. Coming into corner one, hard brake and keep it in tight. So you're kind of going almost a 180 there. Coming into 3, hard brake, but come back out and wait to get on throttle here. Coming down out of 4, you're trying to get a lot of fast speed coming out of 4. This is the second longest straight. 5, very tricky, hard on the brakes, downshift, very slow, brake towards the edge of the track. Get that exit speed, drag race all the way down. Fastest turn of the track, Turn in, but don't actually hit that apex there. That's your apex point. Come up over the hill, stay on it. It's more of a kink, but be braking, use some of that right-sided concrete there. I kind of missed this one a little bit. I should hit that apex, or that curbing. Kind of wait getting back on throttle, and go. All right, for the fun factor, 7 out of 10 for fun. Does have a lot of everything. It's a smaller, short, tighter track with one nice long drag strip down the end there. So it's, yeah, it's got a little bit of elevation coming up here. Nice kind of increasing radius, sweeper here. Kind of got a little bit of everything. So just a short, fun, sweet track. Now the risk factor. It is a risky track, mainly because it is outlined with walls just about everywhere. So any off at this track, really, you're not getting much runoff room. I'm not sure if you can see here, but this little line represents a guardrail. So a lot of AMCO guardrail stuff all the way around. Right around here, I think there's a concrete wall. I think they have tire barriers there. Nothing life-threatening, but you will definitely wreck your car. So I'm gonna give it about an 8 out of 10. Technicality. This track does have some technical parts. Coming out of this corner is a little tricky to get power down. Coming into this braking zone down here is very hard because you're kind of coming through a kink as you're trying to trail brake really slow into what is probably the slowest part of the track, and then getting the exit out of that corner into what is the longest straight of the track. So very difficult to get that one down. Blind corner up here. For being a small track, it's actually quite technical. The final score. A lot of people don't like this track, mainly because it's very high risk with all the walls and stuff out there, and it's not your typical high-speed track. It's actually quite low speed around most of the corners. It does have one high-speed straight, but most of the corners are actually pretty slow. I give it a total score of 7 out of 10. All right, thank you for watching our M1 Concourse video. If you want to get on this track, as of right now, your best opportunity is probably the Speed Ring event, which happens late in the season. Beyond that, this track is kind of an exclusive private track. Unless you know someone or have an in with one of the garage owners or something, you're really not going to get on this track. But Speed Ring is probably your best bet. I would definitely recommend signing up for it. They always have a lot of cash prizes and kind of a very fun event. So if you're not sure what Speed Ring is, look into that. Otherwise, if you've been on this track, let me know what you think of the risk, what you think of the track. I hear a lot of mixed results on this track. Some people hate it and some people love it. So let me know what you think.